Okay, we're going to start this video working some of our ACT type practice questions that have to do with percent. And let's take a look at this first question here. Sarah and 3 of her friends went to lunch one day. Each person paid for her own lunch and they agreed to split the tip. If the tip amount was 15% of the total and the 4 lunches totaled to $60, what was the portion of each person's tip amount? So we're looking for a portion of each person's tip amount. We know they are paying a tip amount of 15% that was given to us. So what we've got to look at, we know the lunches totaled $60. So normally what you do is you take the total amount and we're going to multiply that by the 15% tip amount, which is 0.15 as a decimal. And we'll take the 60 times 0.15 and we get 9. So this is actually the tip amount is $9. And we want to know what was the portion of each person's tip amount. So we have this $9 value, this $9 total, and we know it's Sarah and 3 of her friends, so it's 4 total people. We're going to take 9 and divide that by those 4 friends, and we get that each friend paid $2.25 each as part of the tip. So that is answer choice B. All right, now let's take a look at question number 2. What is 1/4% of 5/6? Okay, this can be a tricky question to people, not in how you work it, but what we do with this percent. It is 1/4%. Okay, another thing we want to take a look at before we kind of get started in the problem is let's look at how our answer choices are given. They are each given as fractions. That's going to be important. So it probably means what I'd like to do, since we're looking for a percent of a fraction of this 5/6, this is already in a fraction. Let's get our percentage into a fraction. That's how I'm going to start it. So anytime I'm working with a fraction, it is whatever that percent is over 100. We've talked about that before in our video. So it's 1/4 over 100. That looks a little strange. So let's just get this worked out. It's the same as 1/4 times 1 over 100. I flip-flopped and multiplied on my division. So this is the same as 1 over 400 when we multiply across. And that means this is really a small percent. It's 1/4%. We could think about this, 1/4 is the same as 0.25. It's 0.25%, which if we had to change that to a decimal point, we're talking about moving the decimal place 2 places to the left. That's 0.0025. Okay, we don't, if the answers were in decimal, we would be using something like this, but since they're in fractions, we're going to go with our choice of 1 over 400. Okay, so now it says, what is 1/4% of 5/6? So we'll take this 1 over 400. The 1/4% of means multiply of 5/6. And we can just multiply out. I can do some simplifying if I want to clear up. And I can do this by hand. And I end up getting 1 over 480, which is answer choice F, 1 over 480. Let's take a look at question number 3 now. It says a number is decreased by 15% and the resulting number is then increased by 20%. The final number is what percent of the original number? Okay, so they give us some percents to decrease and increase by, but they don't really give us a number, and we're actually looking for a percent of the original number. So this is a case when I can use my own example numbers, and I want to use something that's going to be valid for all cases, but that is also easy for me to work with. So let's just use as an example, let's say my original number is 100. Let's just say that's my number. 100 is a round number. It's easy to work with percents. And it tells me to decrease this number by 15%. Well, I know 15% of 100, I could do 100 times 0.15. It is 15. That's why I used 100. That's why I picked 100. So I can decrease 100 by 15, and we get 85. Okay? This is the 15% decrease. Now it says this resulting number, so now we're talking about 85, is increased by 20%. So 85 times 20%, I may need to put that in my calculator. I may not can do that one as easily, but that's okay. We can do 85 times 0.2. That turns out to be 17. That's what 20% is, but it says the resulting number, which was 85, is increased by 20%. So we're going to take 85 and add that 20%, which was 17, and we get 102. This is our resulting number now from those that decrease and then the increase. It says the final number, which is 102, is what percent of the original number. Now, my original number was 100. So 102 is 102% of the original number. And you could find that by taking 102 and divide it by 100. If you don't see this right off, we get 1.02. This is the decimal version. Change that to a percent by moving the decimal point 2 places to the right, and you get 102%, which is answer choice D. Now let's look at question 4. Your sales commission check for this week was $420. If you sold $2,800 in product to receive this commission, how much will you receive in commission for selling $3,500 in product? So we're looking for really our sales commission percent. That's what we're looking for here. We could set this up as a ratio, and it kind of works into our other section that we're looking at. So it told us that we made $420 when we sold $2,800, and we want to know, let's set up a similar fraction, if we sell $3,500, what amount are we going to make? How much will we receive in commission? So we can cross multiply here. 2,800x equals 420 times 3,500. We get a rather large number. Oops, 4 zeros. We're going to divide through by our 2,800, and we get 525, which is answer choice G. When we sell $3,500 in product, we're going to get a commission of $525. Okay, now let's flip over to the back side on ratios some more and look at number 5. It says a local grocery store is running a marketing promotion on social media. They're randomly choosing a winner from the entrants that submitted an entry form. The entry form asked how many times a week the entrant shops at the store. See the results below. So we've got to look at this pie graph. What are the odds in the shopping range per week to not in the shopping range per week that the winner shops in the store 4 or more times a week? So when we're looking at our graph, we're looking for 4 or more times a week. That's going to be this green section right here. So we're looking, though, for a ratio odds, and we can look at our answer choices and see that they are in the form with a colon. So we're looking for, this gives us the definition right here, in the shopping range per week and not in the shopping range per week. So in this range of 4 more times a week is 18%. So we know the full range of the entire circle graph is 100%. So we could take the 18% as 18 in the week, and the number that's not in the week is actually 100 minus 18, which, let's write this out, is 1882. And let's look at both of these, and we'll say this is not one of our answer choices, but we can look at this and see that maybe we can reduce this, like we can reduce a fraction. I can see that 2 can go into both of these numbers, so I'm going to divide both of these by 2. And 18 divided by 2 is 9. And 82 divided by 2 is 41. And that is one of our answer choices. It is answer choice A, 9 to 41. Now let's take a look at question number 6. Mike and Sam and Josh shared a pizza. If Mike ate 1/3 of the pizza, Sam ate 1/4 of the pizza, and Josh ate the rest, what is the ratio of Mike's share to Sam's share to Josh's share? So we're looking for a ratio, and we glance at our answer choices and we see that they are in ratio form. And what's important is we need to make sure we keep up. This is Mike is going to show up first in the ratio, then Sam, and then Josh. Okay, but we need to find out. We know that Mike ate 1/3 of the pizza and Sam ate 1/4 of the pizza, but we don't know how much Josh ate. That's the one in question. So we could go ahead, let's add this up. These are fractions. I can plug this into my calculator, or I can get a common denominator. 3 goes into 12, 4, and 4 goes into 12, 3. I can add these, 7/12. That's how much Mike and Sam ate together. And I know one whole pizza the total equals 1, so I could subtract 1 minus 7/12 to find out how much Josh ate. And 1 minus 7/12, that's the same as 12 over 12 minus 7/12. That is equal to 5/12. So Josh ate 5/12 of the pizza. To get this in a ratio form, what I have to do is to compare these. They all have to have the same common denominator. So let me work on that here with Mike, Sam, and then Josh. We can look at these three fractions and see our common denominator is going to be 12. So I need to get the common denominator for Mike and Sam, and that's going to be 4/12 here and 3/12 here, and then we already had the 5/12. So now that I have the same common denominator, I can set these up as ratios with, again, Mike to Sam to Josh. That's what I've got here, this order. So I'm going to look at the numerators, 4 to 3 to 5. That's my Mike to Sam to Josh. And that comes out to be option H, 4 to 3 to 5.